Tash, one of the things we get asked about all the time by our clients at My Bespoke Room is how to create a 3/4 height painted wall, which is really on trend at the moment.
Yeah.
How do you get the straight line? You know, how do you measure it out? When do you rip the masking tape off? You know, how do you do it? So if you've got any tips on how to do that, that would be really great.
My biggest tip would be to paint the light colour, which is normally the top colour, first.
Yeah.
So paint that top coat over, and you want that to be bone dry as well. So leave it to dry for, I would say, a minimum 4 hours. If you've got the luxury, leave it for half a day. When it comes to painting that perfect line, I would recommend that the first thing that you do is you measure from the skirting up to the height that you want.
Yeah.
Using a measuring tape. Then get a pencil, not a pen. I've done that mistake before.
Yeah,
and
I think we've all been there before. Yeah, can't rub it out.
Get a pencil and make a little cross, and then using, because most people don't have a laser, I recommend a spirit level. Use your spirit level to measure out around the room and keep going using little crosses along the way. Then you get your masking tape and you want to join the dots. And so I use it. Down, like that. First thing you want to do is coat your brush, dip, dip, dip. And then any excess, I like to brush off like that.
Perfect.
So that it's not too gloopy, basically. Okay, so gently feather, and you can see here, the paint. Our paint has incredible coverage. So as you can see here, it really easily goes onto the board, and if you need a bit more, just make sure, cutting in. Don't worry too much about going over the masking tape. Then get your roller and roll the whole of the bottom half. Go quite up to the line because you don't want to see too many brush strokes. I always include the skirting because it's a much cleaner finish, and you don't want to be drawn to the skirting, you want to be drawn to the design. So include the skirting. And also, if you've got any radiators, our paint can go on all surfaces, and that's including the matte paint. So your walls, your woodwork, and your radiators, paint those the same colour so that they blend in and they don't become a focal point.
The critical question is, when do you remove the masking tape? Do you do it now when it's wet? Do you do it when it's tacky? Or do you leave it till it's completely dry?
That's really funny you ask, because actually this is a question we get asked the whole time. I leave it for probably an hour to maybe 2 hours. Because the first layer, the top layer, has been dry and you've applied the masking tape, what you don't want to do is rip the masking tape off too quickly, because the paint might still be wet and that might bleed into the lighter colour. So leave it, go have a nice cup of coffee, come back to it in an hour's time, and you'll get the pure satisfaction of coming back, ripping it off.
That's the best bit.
And it's the perfect line. So that's what I'd recommend you do.
Brilliant. Now for the moment of truth, have we got a straight line?
I've given all my top tips. I actually really hope this works.
Me.
So then we
This is
take
satisfying.
this off. Well, that is satisfying. All the way off. Perfect clean line.
Nice, look at that. That's great. Job done.
Job done.